So there's this video that I really wanted to watch. Called Everything You Need to Know About Welt Yang Before Playing Honkai Star Rail. Because I don't know what he did. I don't know about him. I don't know. Not voiced? What do you mean not voiced? Is the video not voiced? Alright, I wanna know.
If you never played Honkai Impact 3 before, you might be very confused as to why people lose their minds over this plain-looking grandpa that is seemingly obsessed with making anime and going on space adventures with a bunch of kids.
Very true.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
It's okay though, without knowing his backstory, well, comes out as a pretty strange guy. I even saw people saying that, and I quote, "He's ugly and I don't understand why would anyone want to play as him." And to that, I'll have to borrow a quote from a certain individual known as Jesus. "Forgive them, Father, for they do not know
There better be not anything here that makes me that gets me banned.
What they are doing, or saying in this case." So, let me get my glasses and let Grandpa Homo Labs tell you youngsters a story. A story about a hero who saved Earth countless times. A man that endured insurmountable obstacles and managed to rise to the challenge every time, shouting in the face of adversity,
I assume that's Honkai 3, right?
"I am Welt of humanity, and I stand against you, Dark Queen, as a warrior guardian of the human race." Okay, to be fair, his lines are a bit corny. But even so, you can't help but fangirl over this man whenever he appears. It is no surprise that Hoyoverse chose him to be the one character from Honkai Impact 3 to come over to Star Rail.
So in Star Rail, it is true that he doesn't... He's like a cool... He's very mysterious. Very mysterious, and it's like, oh, so, yeah, you were... He's like the cool grandpa, where you're like, grandpa, can you tell me about something? And it's like, yep, yeah, I know about this. And, you know, and then he never explains how he knows it, but he just knows it. And that's kind of the vibe that he has. It's like, it's the grandpa that knows everything. But he never tells you how he knows it. Sweet Zam, thank you for the prime.
Even have a meme in the Honkai community that Welt is just that way as a self-insert in the story. Anyway, here is everything you need to know about Welt Yang before you embark on your trailblazing journey with him.
Okay, let's go.
Pizarro, the most wanted, and
do I smell bad? Why do I have an ad for this? What do you mean? How... It's a gun that's also a perfume. How very American, huh? I don't like that. Don't worry. Seeing ads while I'm reacting is very much on brand with me. Right. Okay.
Joachim Nokian Vartanen, aka Welt Yang, is a character with a very
What kind of a name is that? Is it Scandinavian?
Welt Yang.
That's very, very Scandinavian European. Is he Norwegian, Swedish? Finnish!
Aka Welt Yang, is a character with a very long history. But before learning anything about his chadliness, we must learn about the man whose name he inherited, Welt Joyce. Throughout the history of human civilization, major Honkai incidents that lead to the deaths of thousands are referred to as Honkai eruptions. These are usually accompanied by the awakening of Hershers, powerful beings that can ban physical law.
Oh, is that what Honkai is? I don't even know what that word is!
The Honkai eruption took place in Berlin and took the lives of 300,000 people. Amidst the ruins of the disaster, a young man that didn't have any memories of his past was wandering around. Due to a special property of the core of reason, the minds of the 300,000 deceased were absorbed into his Herrscher core and allowed the man to resist the influence of the Honkai, making it possible for him to become the first Herrscher that fights for humanity. He was eventually found by a secret organization that combats the Honkai, known as Schicksal. After years of experimentation, he was transferred to the Schicksal.
Isn't that what they shout in animes when something goes really bad? Schicksal? No? Am I wrong? Isn't that a swear word in Japanese? Am I wrong? Oh, it's close. Ah, okay. Just written differently. Okay, close.
South London division, where he met Mophead and Lobster. I mean Einstein and Tesla for the first time.
Close to
he
a
also
swear
got
word.
to know a scientist by the name of Elias Nokian Vartanen. There, the man was treated with kindness and respect, and Einstein even chose a name for him, Welt, which is German for world, and Joyce, after the Irish author James Joyce. In the time spent there, Welt catches the eye of Elias's son, a small and shy boy by the name of Joachim. Alas, fate would soon turn its ugly gaze upon them. They discovered that Schicksal was hiding many secrets and that Otto Apocalypse, the current overseer of the organization and a professional clown, had more important plans than fighting the Honkai. They also discovered a weapon left by a previous civilization from 50,000 years ago known as the Previous Era that was wiped out by the Honkai. The weapon was called the Star of Eden, and it was made from the Herrscher core of the Previous Era Herrscher of Earth, who had the power to control gravity and
Herrscher Station? Huh? Is there a connection there?
Sunk an entire continent under the ocean. From that day onwards, the Star of Eden became the signature weapon of the Herrscher of Reason. As things escalated...
What the Bronya? What? Is there freaking... Okay, it's Bronya from another dimension?
As things escalated, a confrontation between Ado and Welt's group was imminent. Ado killed Elias and took over the body of a Valkyrie named Rihanna, causing a lot of havoc. Joyce, with very little time, managed to take control of his powers and fought back. Ado, who was pushed into a corner, decided to blow up the entire city of New York.
Where are all these animations from? Is it like cinematics? Or is there like an anime?
Or that no one who knew his secrets...
Manga? I don't think manga moves this much. I'm no real manga reader, but I'm pretty sure manga doesn't move. Okay, comic but edited. Okay, that makes sense.
will live. Joyce used his remaining powers to create a barrier and protect the city from the incoming nukes. He was successful, but the damage he sustained was too much for his body. In his last moments, Joyce entrusted his Herrscher core and name to the young Joachim, who lost both his father and his hero on that day. After those events, the Schicksal American branch renamed itself into Anti-Entropy, and Joachim, who now goes by the name Welt Yang, became the new sovereign of the organization.
Okay, a risky shot.
In the year 2000, the second eruption gave birth to the Herrscher of the Void in Siberia. The Herrscher was a girl named Sirin, who was a test subject in Schicksal's Babylon Tower.
It's Golly.
Anti-Entropy was forced to take action, and Welt engaged the Herrscher in a direct fight. He used all the might of human civilization to create a fleet of tanks, ships, aircrafts, and other weapons to stop Sirin. I think I should mention here that the Herrscher of Reason has the power to construct literally anything as long as the user has an understanding of that object's composition. Welt is
okay, but don't you also need the understanding of a human composition and like create artificial humans that drive the tanks?
Almost victorious, but Ado disguised himself and stopped Welt from dealing the final blow because he needed the Herrscher's powers for his goal. Sirin escaped to the moon, where she got blessed with
Automatic tanks, alright.
more power from the will of Honkai and challenge Welt to a final battle on the giant piece of cheese. Welt was like,
Challenge accepted.
but knowing that he cannot win, he planned to blow up his own Herrscher core and take out both himself and Sirin at the same time.
Suicidal mission.
In the end, he traveled to the moon together with Siegfried, one of Schicksal's knights, and Kiana Kaslana's father. Welt's plan ultimately failed, and Sirin took his core before he can detonate it. Welt died, but in a true Sigma male fashion, he already had a plan in place even for this turn of events. Since the Herrscher of Reason's core can house human minds, he transferred his consciousness into the core right before his physical body died. Then, he waited for an opportunity to strike and used his powers to construct a new body for himself. With his intervention, the tides of the battle were turned against the Herrscher of the Void, and humanity emerged victorious.
Can I please just enjoy some Welt lore? Like, really? I don't think my skin is that bad. Like, I know it's bad, but it's not that bad, alright? Alien space. Alright, here we go.
In the
How do you
following
end up
years,
in
Welt
freaking
took up the
Star
role
Rail,
of a
though?
substitute teacher at a university in America. One of his students was Murata Himeko, a young girl interested in studying the stars and the galaxy.
I've heard that something bad happens to you.
During that time, Himeko traveled to New Mexico to investigate some UFO sightings, and Welt accompanied her to keep her away from the truth, since those alleged UFO sightings were actually tests that anti-entropy was doing in the area. Himeko's father, Murata Ryusuke, was a Schicksal researcher who ran away from Aro and sought help from anti-entropy. He discovered the existence of a small and fluffy alien species called the Sugars, and even befriended one of them named Peppermint.
Okay, can we have this in Star Rail? Because Star Rail definitely needs more comedic relief.
Befriended one of them named Peppermint. The Sugars were hiding on Earth from a
Oh, I just realized! Doesn't this mean that one day in Star Rail we might literally get Earth as the planet? As a planet where, you know, we can just go?
another alien civilization
It
called
never really
the
dawned on me.
Sky People. The Sky People traveled to different worlds to harvest Honkai energy, causing destruction in the process. In an attempt to combat one of Sky People's
cool.
vanguard stones that was approaching Earth, Welt and Ryusuke boarded a rocket and flew into space. After dealing with it, Ryusuke suddenly started monologuing about humanity's potential and revealed his true intention. He wanted to steal Welt's Herrscher powers to fulfill his plan and free humanity from this planet. Ryusuke killed Peppermint and took over his powers.
Peppermint!
With some help
No!
from the Sugars, Welt defeated Ryusuke and put an end to his
What a
madness.
monster!
The Sugars, although grateful to Welt for saving them, decided to leave this world since their existence has been discovered. Himeko, who was kept in the dark, gave up on her studies and joined Schicksal as a Valkyrie to investigate what really happened to her father. Unlike Himeko, you don't have to join a secret military organization to learn more about the Honkai. All you need to do is subscribe to this channel and give this video a
Very
thumbs up
cheesy,
if
but
you
yeah,
enjoyed it.
okay.
Thank you.
Alright, okay, got me.
Not much happens during this time. Welt is hiding and poses as a teacher at Saint Freya, a Valkyrie school built by Teresa Apocalypse in the Far East. In the meantime, Cocolia, another anti-entropy agent, tries to take advantage of Welt's absence
You
and
mean
take
Senora,
over
right?
the organization using a clone of Welt, Joyce. In the end, Welt reveals his identity and easily defeats the clone created by Cocolia, proving that no fake can ever match him.
Okay. Okay.
In the events
Story
of
of
the
the
game,
game now? Oh,
Welt
God.
and Einstein made multiple experiments involving the Sea of Quanta, which is this strange dimension that exists in between different worlds. One day, they come into contact with a powerful entity known as the Serpent, who wanted to escape into reality. To prevent that, Welt sealed himself inside the Sea of Quanta to make sure that the Serpent will not escape. After the reawakening of the Hersher of the Void, Cocolia and her forces retreated to the Deep End, an underwater city left behind by the people of the previous era. There, they were attacked by Schicksal forces, and left without options, Cocolia asked Teresa, Einstein and Tesla for help. After a big turn of events...
Excuse me, Einstein and Tesla. Please tell me there's also Newton.
Options, Cocolia asked Teresa, Einstein and Tesla for help. After a big
like really? Really? There is no way! No way! That better be a girl. That better not be a guy.
Turn of events, Bronya ends up jumping into the Sea of Quanta and...
No way. No way. Honkai 3rd Newton. Isaac Newton! What? In the actual
meets Joachim, a kid version of Welt who has prepared a set of trials for her. After Bronya cleared them, Joachim deemed her as a worthy successor to the Hersher of Reason's powers and passed the core to her. They eventually meet the Serpent, who turned out to be Kevin Kaslana, one of the heroes of the previous era who fought the Honkai 50,000 years ago. Bronya was quickly defeated, but Welt, who stored his consciousness inside the core again, recreates his body and saves her. In the end, they were unable to stop the Serpent's escape, but managed to safely return to reality. Welt wants to let Bronya take over the Core of Reason and offers to teach her how to use the Hersher of Reason's powers properly.
I'm a wanted man. I don't smell that bad, I swear to God. And I'm not a wanted man. At least I believe so.
After the Honkai was sealed on the moon, Welt opened up an animation studio where he worked on multiple projects, the most notable one being Arahato, a mecha anime that he started a few decades ago to get some funding for anti-entropy. One day, Schicksal sent a squad formed by Raiden May, Carol Peppers and Mr. Paycheck to Saint Fontaine. Their mission was to find and rescue Welt Yang, who disappeared in the city a few days prior. Saint Fontaine was facing an unprecedented crisis, and instead of humans, the city was full of...
Is it literally just Raiden and Fontaine? What is happening in this game?
Strange mechanical creatures that turned out to be the Sky People, who were brought to Earth by Void Archives, a sentient divine key from the previous era, to get rid of the Honkai on the moon. I know, it sounds really complicated, but don't beat your head around it too much. After they've dealt with the threat of the Sky People, Welt and Void Archives infiltrated one of the Sky People's spaceships.
Yeah, I know it's a multiverse.
They found out that the Sky People are targeting Himeko, but not Himeko from Honkai Impact 3rd that Welt knew. Instead, it's another Himeko from a different world, Honkai Star Rail Himeko. Being the hero that he is, Welt wanted to save her, but first somebody needed to save him from the Sky People's ship. Luckily, the Sugars were nearby and they didn't forget Welt's kindness, so they saved and brought both him and Void Archives back to Earth. From there, we don't really know how Welt made it to Himeko and the Astral Express. We only have this dialogue from Himeko in which she says that she found Welt and his friend, who is most likely Void Archives since they refer to him as a he, while visiting a world called Salsoto in a mission from Herta to look for a material called Candace Glass. Most likely, after returning to Earth, Welt found a way to travel to Himeko's world, and since then he's been stuck on the astral.
That's actually cool. Hold on, where is this animation from?
Turning to Earth, Welt found a way to
That's not a comic. That has to be something else.
travel to
Where is this from?
Himeko's world, and since then he's been stuck on the Astral Express searching for a way back home. Thankfully, his
Don't know what
spirit
that
and
is.
youthful
It's a
vigor
cinematic.
haven't changed, and now he enjoys a new set of adventures through the galaxy while guiding a new generation of youngsters on their journey. I mean, it's not like he has a wife and a child waiting for him back home. Oh wait, I guess you could say that he really went to buy some milk.
And never left. Yeah, he went. He went to the gas station in another universe. And like, they are trying to harm that pretty lady. I'm gonna save her. And that's how we ended up where we are, huh? While he has a wife at home. It's pretty badass though. It's pretty cool. I did not expect the twist with Himeko there. That was a cool one. But still, Newton, dude, I did not. What's like Socrates? Come on, they better have Socrates in this universe. Oh damn. I don't like that. That broke me. I did not expect that. God damn. Very cool though. Very cool video. See, this is like kind of reminds me of me when I'm exploring League's lore. That's totally didn't freeze in time and space at all. Yeah.